Someone made a decision about you, not today, not recently. This decision was made quietly in the private interior of someone who does not make decisions like this quickly or carelessly or without understanding the full weight of what they are committing to. It was made in the way that real decisions get made slowly, through a process of honest reckoning that stripped away everything comfortable and left only the truth. And the truth, when everything else was gone, was you. They want something serious with you, not the performed version of serious that people sometimes offer when what they actually want is the feeling of something significant without the reality of it. Not the version that sounds like commitment in the language of it, but retreats when the actual requirements of commitment show up. The real version, the version that has been examined from every angle by someone who understands exactly what they are asking for and has decided they want it anyway. Stay with me, because this reading goes somewhere that I think you have been waiting to arrive for a while now. I want to tell you what I felt when I sat with your energy today, because it arrived in a way that was different from how these things usually come through, and the difference matters. There was a quality of arrival to it, not anticipation, not something approaching, something that has already landed, like a letter that was written a long time ago and has been making its way through a very long postal route and has finally, after all that distance, reached the right address. This person's intention toward you is not new. That is the first thing I need you to understand. What they want with you did not form recently. It did not emerge from a single conversation or a particular moment or anything that happened in the near past that you could point to as the catalyst. It has been forming over time, over the time they have spent in your presence and thinking about your presence and understanding gradually and then all at once what your presence actually means to them and what its absence would mean, and whether they are willing to continue in a version of their life where what they want from you remains unspoken. They are not willing, not anymore. Mm, Let me speak to who this person is, because the energy around them came through very specifically, and I want to deliver that specificity rather than keep things vague in a way that serves no one. This is someone who has been watching you, not in the intrusive sense, in the specific, attentive, genuinely interested sense of someone who finds you compelling enough to pay close attention to, who has been registering things about you that you have not always been aware of, presenting the small things, the things that only become visible to someone who is looking with a particular quality of care. The way you handle something difficult with a composure that they recognize as costing you something, even when no one else in the room can see the cost. The way your intelligence moves through a problem or a conversation, the specific route it takes, the particular angle of your observations that is recognizably, unmistakably yours, and that they have been finding more interesting the more they encounter it. The way you are when you think nobody is particularly watching. The unguarded version, the one that appears in the ordinary moments when performance is not required and what remains is simply the actual person. They have seen that version, and it is the version that made the decision for them, not the composed exterior you lead with in most contexts, the real thing underneath it. And the real thing underneath it is what they want. specifically, deliberately, with full knowledge of what they are asking for. Let me pull these cards because they have been pressing since the beginning of this reading, and what they are showing is too important to hold back any longer. The first thing that came through is the energy of the Ace of Cups combined with the energy of the Four of Wands. And I want to speak to this combination because together these energies are saying something very specific about what this person is holding and where they intend to go with it. The Ace of Cups is the purest form of emotional offering, the hand extended, the cup held forward, something being given that comes from the deepest and most genuine place in a person, not something offered strategically or with conditions attached or with one eye on the exit in case the offering is not well received. Something given from the place where people give things when they have decided that the alternative to giving is no longer acceptable to them. This person is in that place. They are holding something toward you that they have been holding privately for longer than you know. Something that has been developing in the interior of their life, taking on weight and definition, and the specific clarity that real feeling develops when it has had enough time to be honest with itself about what it actually is. And the Four of Wands next to it is not simply a celebration card in this reading. It is an intention card. It is the energy of someone who is not just feeling something, but who has begun in the private space of their own planning to imagine a structure, a shared structure, something built between two people that has permanence to it, that is designed to hold not just the good moments, but the weight of real life. The ordinary days and the difficult seasons, and all of the things that love is actually asked to carry when it stops being a feeling and becomes a choice made daily. This person is thinking in those terms about you right now. Does something in you already know this? Have you felt a shift in the quality of this person's presence around you recently? A different weight to their attention? A quality of intentionality in how they engage with you that goes beyond what the surface of your dynamic might account for? Something in the way they look at you sometimes, or the specific care they take in certain moments that has registered in you as more than ordinary. You have felt it. I think you have been feeling it for a while and filing it under something safer than what it actually is, under coincidence or imagination, or the wishful interpretation of someone who wants something to mean more than it does. It means more than that. Let me know in the comments if this is landing somewhere specific. Tell me if you have been sensing this energy building around a particular person in your life, because your experience of this is part of the reading and your voice belongs here. Now, I want to speak to something that I feel is important and that most readings about someone wanting something serious do not address. The seriousness of what they want is not just about the future, it is about the past. It is rooted in everything they have already observed about you, everything they have already learned, everything they have already understood about who you are in the ordinary, undramatic reality of your daily existence, rather than in any particular impressive or exceptional moment. Serious love, real serious love, the kind this person is carrying toward you, is not built on peaks. It is not the product of the best moments or the most memorable encounters or the version of you that showed up on the days when everything was going well and being at your best was relatively easy. It is built on the Tuesday afternoons, on the ordinary version of you, the one who is tired sometimes and not always certain, and navigating things that have not yet resolved, the one who makes mistakes and then goes about the unglamorous work of addressing them without drama, the one whose goodness is structural rather than situational, who shows up with care not because the moment demands it, but because that is simply the quality of how you move through your relationships. This person has seen the Tuesday afternoon version of you, and they chose it specifically, deliberately, with full awareness that what they are choosing is the whole thing, not the highlight reel, the actual life, the actual person, the one that exists in the unremarkable middle of ordinary days. That is who they want something serious with. And that is significant in a way that deserves to be fully received. Inhale. Let me speak to something I feel in Virgo's energy specifically right now. Because this reading is not only about what they want, it is about what you are doing with the awareness of it. You have been protecting yourself from this, not from the person, from the full weight of what this could mean, from letting yourself want this as much as you actually want it, from the specific vulnerability of someone who has been careful with their heart for good reasons and who now finds those good reasons in tension with something that is asking for a different quality of openness. Something that is asking you to put down the careful and pick up the real. And the real version of how you feel about this person, the unmanaged, unedited, if I am being completely honest with myself version, is something you have been living alongside without fully inhabiting. It is time to inhabit it, not recklessly, not without the wisdom that your experience has built into you, but genuinely with the full presence of someone who decides that what is being offered is real enough and worthy enough to receive without the protection of permanent distance. This is real. This person is real. And what they want with you is not going to become less real if you continue to treat it carefully. It is going to become more insistent. Let me speak to what serious actually looks like with this person, because serious is a word and words can be empty, and I want to give you the lived texture of what I feel this means in practice. They are thinking about consistency, about being someone you can count on, not in the impressive moments, but in the unremarkable ones, about showing up for the things that do not have an audience, about being present in the way that matters more than grand gestures ever do, which is quietly, reliably, with genuine interest in the ongoing reality of your life, rather than just the parts that are easy or exciting to be part of. They are thinking about growth, about building something with someone that gets better over time rather than simply maintaining a feeling, about the kind of relationship that changes both people in the direction of more of who they actually are rather than less, about choosing someone whose presence in their life makes them want to rise to something. And they are thinking about you specifically as that person, not as a category, not as a partner in the abstract. You, the specific, particular, one of a kind combination of things that you are that has produced in them this very specific, very particular, one of a kind response. They have not felt this about someone in a long time. Some of you, they have never felt this about anyone. And that has not frightened them away. It has clarified everything. I want to close with something that I feel is the truest thing in this entire reading. You deserve this. Not as a consolation or a reassurance or the kind of thing people say to make someone feel better about their circumstances, as a fact, as the simple, accurate, completely non negotiable reality of someone who has shown up in their relationships with a quality of care and genuine investment that this kind of return is the appropriate response to. You have loved carefully. You have shown up specifically. You have paid attention in the ways that matter. You have been faithful to your own standards, even when holding them cost you something. You have not made yourself smaller or easier or less demanding of what you deserve in order to make the people around you more comfortable. And now someone is walking toward you who has seen all of that, who wants all of that, who is ready to meet it with something equal, something serious, something real, something built to last. Let yourself receive it with the fullness it deserves, not at a careful distance, all the way. If this reading found you somewhere true today, please share it with a Virgo who needs to feel this energy, and leave me a comment below telling me how this landed. Tell me if you felt this person in the energy of this reading. Tell me what it felt like to hear this said out loud. I read every single word you share with me, every story, every comment. Until next time, Virgo, someone wants something serious with you, not someday, now, and they have already made up their mind.